All right, so I kind of want to talk about something that has been prevalent in my journey. And I think a lot of people have gone through this, but it's been prevalent in my life to the point of where these people were doing it and not even caring that I knew and that I could see them doing this, right? And this is really hard, especially like if you have a temper or you get triggered or anything like that, to know when someone's doing witchcraft on you, curses, hexes, mind control, things like that, using energy harvesting machines, energy weapons, that kind of thing. That's been big in my story. And the hardest thing for my journey right now is, and this is what they want, and this is what they're doing, not to just me, but to many people, is they want you to be so disconnected from spirit, from God. They want you to believe, that God has left you, that Jesus is gone, left you. They'll also try to make you think that you have a mental health illness. These people can send subliminals. They can do witchcraft on you. That they use the MkUltra machines, they can disconnect you from God. And I believe that it has probably worked to where it's gotten people to the dark side, or it's gotten people to unalive themselves, or completely end up in a mental institution. And so it's so important to, and I'm still struggling with this. I'm not saying like I'm higher or superior than anyone because I've mastered this, but literally to know that like I'll have so much faith, in God, and I'm ready to go. And then the next day, because of witchcraft or something, I suddenly am distorted, feeling like God left me, that like I'm not connected anymore. I don't know what to do. I'm in panic mode, and I'm wandering aimlessly. And I can't even begin to tell you how many times this has happened to me. And it's still happening to me, no matter how much closer I've given up, like most of my addictions. Like I still have this addiction to needing to know the outcome. Like, how is this going to end? I need to know, and social media, like trying to figure it out. But like drinking alcohol, I don't do. When I start to think negatively, I immediately try to like all of a sudden put something positive in my mind. Do you know what I mean? It's like I'm aware of certain things coming back, but I'd always have to like bring myself back, So what you should know if you're being attacked with witchcraft, or they're using any type of energy weapon, MkUltra, anything like that, right? Is for me, when I didn't know witchcraft was being done to me, I hit a wall. Like I went into a dark depression, like anxiety, to where I literally wanted to drive my car into a wall. And I didn't know what was wrong. I was angry all the time, triggered, yelling at my daughter, like just wanted, I would be so angry, and then I'd be depressed and crying and suicidal. And it was so extreme. And what I didn't know, I feel like witchcraft has been put on me in my lifetime, like throughout my life. But this was bad because this was actually, I worked at a salon, and with these 3 women, they were like half my age, right? And there was one particular girl there, beautiful girl, younger than me, probably about, I don't even know, like 20 years, maybe even 10, 15, I don't even remember. But I guess she was jealous of me or something. She was jealous of like my doing hair. I don't know what it was, but I guess she was in a bit of a coven. This is something that she practiced with some other people, and she was in a coven. And there was just something about me. She wanted to take it away from me, or she didn't want me around. And so this is kind of where this thing started with me. Was my ex-husband behind the scenes was upset about the divorce, and was slowly over time trying to destroy my life behind the scenes, but pretending to be my friend to my face, right? So somehow he wanted me to get fired from my job. So he called and had them fire me for no reason from the salon. And before that, I was being hit with witchcraft. So I was in a deep, dark depression. So I tried to unalive myself and it just didn't work. You know, I didn't die. But I fully I was bad. I was like destructive. I was sleeping around. I was doing like smoking pot, drinking during the day, just depressed. Life was hopeless. I couldn't even be a mother. I couldn't even be a friend, a girlfriend, nothing. And no idea. Doctors were like, well, we're trying to figure this out, you know, your triggers and all these things. No one could figure it out. And what I learned later was that this girl was doing like chaos spells, depression spells, confusion spells, like all kinds of crap on me. And I was just in a tailspin. And what I didn't know was that she had kind of connected with someone who I believed was my twin flame at the time. And so she was feeding him all these things about me, saying that I was sleeping around, that I was all this stuff, like basically telling him that I was what she was, right? And he was believing it because he was watching me tailspin. And this is when they were like kind of hacking into my devices and like doing things to me, that he was kind of watching it. And he was like, yeah, she does look like she's off her rocker. She does sleep around. She is like that, right? And she was just behind the scenes doing mad like stuff to make me like lash out at people, my own daughter, everything. And I don't know how this grew into a coven, a cult of many people, but it did. So basically, I finally, someone said, go to a shaman. And so, I mean, no one doctor could figure it out. And I went to this shaman, and she finally, after a few times, was like, are you in the occult at all? And I was like, no. And she was like, because I feel like I see people doing like witchcraft on you. She's like a group of women, but there's like a bald man in there, you know? And you know, she was just saying it's like a group of people doing like root work. And root work is like where they somehow have your DNA or they have something of yours and they can make it so you're ungrounded, basically you're no disconnection to Mother Gaia and you're all over the place. Like you can't get a hold of yourself, right? And the fact that like I would start to be seeing therapy and I would be better, but then the next day, like they would attack me again and I'd be gone. And this went on for a while, but when she finally told me this, at least like I was able to like take what she told me and heal myself, right? So anyway, I think I've told this story before, so I'm just going to tell you. Basically, we are like celestial beings living a human experience. Nothing is ever really meant to go wrong for us in regards to illness, in regards to negative thinking, being a bad person, whatever it is. And if we are, a lot of it is because we either have a demonic attachment, an entity attachment, we have negative karma that's coming back to us, someone put a curse or a hex on us, or there's being witchcraft done. And so, you know, knowing that when you are dealing with certain things, and especially if you have a fatal illness or an illness, this could be a curse, a generational curse, or this could be something that someone put on you, but it also has a lot to do with what you're putting in your body. It has a lot to do with what your thoughts are. It has a lot to do with just a lot of things that were done behind the scenes and you didn't even know it. And here you have like breast cancer and everybody in your family has had breast cancer and, you know, and it's a generational curse, right? So basically, I didn't realize that I was put into for fun. They thought it was funny to put me, because this man that worked for the government had the ability to do so, put me under illegal surveillance and an illegal case study. And I'm not quite sure, but I believe that they told him that I was a witch, that I was abusive, I was trafficking, like all this stuff. So he had the ability to put me into this. And then they just thought it was fun. And anyway, so witchcraft. Anytime you are experiencing something that you feel like you have no control over, that's usually witchcraft. So depression, anxiety, fear, just depression, thoughts of unaliving yourself, erratic behavior, triggers, just anything like that. You get really tired. Like you start to notice it coming on, you'll start to yawn a lot. That is usually witchcraft being done. Nightmares. You'll have dreams of, like, depending on what the spell is. Suddenly you're thinking about somebody that you wouldn't even normally think about. They're probably putting a love spell on you. You're thinking about lustful things you don't normally do. Someone's putting a sex spell on you. Just know that we are just like, we're living our path. We're living our life, right? And when something out of the ordinary comes in and we're thinking about someone we don't even find that attractive and we want to have sex with them, that's a sex spell. So just know that anytime you're feeling out of the ordinary in any way, that's most likely witchcraft. Now with the witchcraft, like, I learned how to protect myself. I learned, salt baths, Florida water, a lot of stuff, mostly like that you can put in the perimeter of your home. Anytime you look at and just how to protect yourself, you can protect yourself, but just know little remnants of it are still going to hit you. But know though too, your power is yours. And when you can get to a stable place and get yourself connected to whoever you believe in, God, the universe, source, Jesus, and you can get connected and you can do prayer works, but just getting your vibration high and getting into that like connection with the Holy Spirit, just getting close to it. It's like your team, your spiritual team can help you. Does that make sense? And then you won't really need all of the little extra things because basically, God can protect you, And if you don't believe in God, the universe, your ancestors, angels, whoever it is. And for the longest time, I was utilizing like all these methods to protect myself and trying to do return to senders and, and every time I thought I had beat the witchcraft, I realized I hadn't, and I was in it, and I was delusional at times to where I was doing things in my day where I was wasting so much time, like not getting into my purpose, not doing constructive things, stagnant, lazy, sloth-like just literally just not doing anything with my life. And that's what these people wanted. And over time, these people had done readings on me and they were finding out that I had a spiritual purpose and that I was here to do it. And they wanted to take it and put me into a mode where I wasn't doing anything. And it went on for years. I'd start something and then it would just go away. And I had forces against me that were harsh. I had the government, I had police officers, I had families, I had cults, I had covens, all against me. And so it made it so difficult to get close to God and anything, right? And for me, it was like I was mostly like, oh, I got to take care of this. I got to handle this, right? I'm taking it, and I'm doing all these little methods and stuff, and they work, but it's not a full-time fix, right? And so the whole time, like, my spiritual team kept going, you just have to get closer to God or to pray up, to get closer to the Holy Spirit, and we can help you. And I'm just like, I got this, because sometimes we're in that position where we have to have control of everything in our life, right? And the hardest thing for us to do is let go of control. And it took them years, right? And it actually took me to end up in a safe house, which wasn't even really a safe house. It was actually more dangerous to me than anything. But these people were praying up and I started to believe in that. And I went to a church one time and there was like this, worship music. And I just felt like amazing, And then it was like, I have to get close to Jesus. I have to get close to this. Like, I want to be good. I want to do my purpose. And it was like every time I would get close and I would have clarity and I was ready to go, they would do witchcraft on me and throw me like steps back. And it was constantly me going forward and them pulling me back. Me going forward, them pulling me back. And I have thought about unaliving myself many times because I just was like, why can't you help me, God, Why can't you just come in here, swoop me up and help me, And you have to participate. You have to do it too. You have to let go of so many things in order to get closer to God. And I had a demonic attachment to me that was holding me back. And so they were trying to get me to fast. They were trying to get me prayed up, you know, getting away from certain people, places, and things, getting rid of my addictions, all this stuff. And I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, you know, and then I would start doing it and then I'd fall back. And it still is happening to me. And it's hard because this is so unfair what I'm going through right now. You know, like this cult has been following me around, and now it's this ex who somehow became a police officer. I have police officers harassing me. And this is for money. This is for an illegal business that's going on. This is for a lot of stuff that they did against me, and now they didn't think I would ever get out of it. And so now I'm basically being hunted down by a cult and police officers and the government and my family and these random covets and cults that just decided that they were jealous, you know? And I'm not gonna lie, for years they stole my destiny. They've been harvesting my energy. They took away my spiritual gifts. They took away my downloads. They took over my business ideas. They stole my life. They stole my daughter. And they stole my ex-husband. They stole every single thing from me. And so when I do, the reason why I keep fighting to connect to spirit is because when I'm in that, like, I feel good, you know? I feel like nothing can, I'm sorry I'm crying because I'm going through this right now. I feel like nothing can get to me, you know? And then it's like, I'm really trying, you know, like praying and stuff. And then it's like they come in and they take it away. And it knocks me back. It makes me scatterbrained because they're using this MkUltra, they get hotel rooms right next to me. These people work for the police. They know where I go to the room. They can either tell the hotel staff like where the police were investigating her, or they'll pay them, or they have the ability to possibly get into the room next to mine, and they use this machine. And there's been nights, if you watch my TikTok channel, like at Enlightened Aries, but at Enlightened Survivor is where I was being hit with MkUltra. And I would wake up and I wouldn't know what to do, and I would feel so scared because I wouldn't be connected to spirit anymore. You know? And it was pulling me for my purpose. You know, here's the thing. We all, when we're here and we're going through our spiritual journey, we have to be doing something that is helping someone else out of the hole that they're in. So if you can think about like any video or a book or anything that you've come across and it helped you, you're supposed to turn around and do that for somebody else. And even if it's one person. And that's like, I even read in the Bible yesterday where spirit was like saying this, like literally, you know, normally what happens is people will get their breakthrough. They will find out their purpose, but this has to be through many trials and tribulations, many tests you have to pass from the universe or God. And, you know, basically you have to be a specific, there's a lot of things you have to change. You have to change your ways, you have to change your thoughts, you have to change your behaviors, you have to change your beliefs. Like, there's a lot of things that you have to change, and your spiritual team and God and the universe are all working together to do this for you. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it's really, really painful, because not only do you realize what people are doing to you or what they've done to you, or you have to rehash things that happened to you, but it's also finding out things about yourself that are pretty ugly, and things that you did to other people, like your sins, you know, and if you're prideful like me, it takes a lot longer than it would any other person, you know. And I'm not gonna lie, it's hard work, you know. And I I guess what I want to say in regards to the witchcraft, it's very important because right now witchcraft is very much big right now on our planet. Spiritual warfare is everywhere. Everybody's getting hit with it. Even if you're like not intended for you, if you're standing next to someone that is, you could get it. If you're dating someone that's being attacked, it'll hit you. And this is happening everywhere. So people need to be aware of witchcraft. People need to be aware that like this happens and it's real, and to stop avoiding it because it's blocking your path. The MkUltra machine, like usually what you'll know, like for me, I felt like vibrations at my back, the back of my head, but it was to the point of being so uncomfortable and being drained. And then the MkUltra, I'm assuming what it is it's your head. It's in your head and you feel tingling, you feel pain in the back of your neck and your head. You get headaches, your eye sockets are dry, your throat is dry, and you wake up and you are in la la land. You're scared, you're hopeless, you don't know where you are, where to go, you're disconnected from spirit, so you're not getting those signs and synchronicities, and you literally just want to die. And in my situation, too, because I don't have anybody, I have nobody to help me, to comfort me, to talk to, but God. And so when I feel like God's gone, then I'm like really depressed and sad. So I just like, I guess I want you to know about these type of things, because a lot of times these are happening to us and you don't know, and your life is going into a tailspin for years and you didn't know, and our guides try to warn us, but because it's something we don't, even think that exists. Do you know how many people probably are living with a curse that someone put on them and they don't even know it? And they're just like having a shitty life when they're meant to have a good one, and it's because someone hated you or jealous of you or something, right? Or you had a witch in your family that cursed your entire lineage. Just be aware of curses and hexes and all that stuff, and just know that if your life is not going normally when it should, like if you're on the right side of things or pretty much good on the good side of things, then just know that it could be that, and look into breaking that and seeing if your life changes in any way. Because when I did, I noticed things got better. So I want people to know about that, because I spent years like I had no idea. And when I started protecting myself, I came out of it, but I have a lot going on right now, So anyway, that's basically just the witchcraft aspect of things. Being slowed up by a curse or a hex or a jinx. Prayer works amazing. Frequencies help. Just keeping your vibration high, cleansing constantly your space, getting rid of cursed items, getting rid of like, anything like soul ties, like getting rid of like anything connecting you to a relationship of any kind, that like could be a wedding ring, pictures, and it's to something that didn't go well, right? And so yeah, just know it's very prevalent. And if your life isn't going the way it should be and can't figure out why, try to look into breaking curses, hexes, witchcraft, jinxes, anything like that, and see. The other thing is too, cord cutting is so important. There's different cord cutting rituals, meditations. I ask Spirit like every day, remove any cords that I myself or someone else put on me unintentionally or intentionally, and remove those and send it back. Dark portals might have been opened, but I'm learning now, like a lot of stuff in our homes that we keep in our homes and our spaces are affecting our energy too. Like we're all energy. So anything that we shouldn't be holding on to, and is affecting our lives, So that's more, I wanted to talk about that because I wish that someone was telling me, giving me a clue, something. I wished that I would pop up on a video where somebody all of a sudden was like, yeah, let's talk about witchcraft, and I would have listened to it and I would have been like, oh my God, maybe that's me. And I would have been able to stop this a long time ago. So I'm hoping this message gets to somebody. Don't fear it, because that's what they want. Always call your power back. Always. Your power belongs to you. Anytime you can even feel witchcraft being done on you, just take your power back. Do your affirmations, do, your cleansing, prayer up, if you want to do a return to sender, do it. Be careful when you're doing spell work. Always do cleansing, always do protections before you do it. Don't get all hasty and, like I did one time, and I really scared myself because I did it wrong and it was scary. But again, what I feel too, what Spirit's trying to tell me is that when you get closer to the Holy Spirit and you're really connected, I feel like you don't need a lot of that protection stuff. I mean, maybe here and there, like anointing oil and all that, but I definitely would say like you eventually become immune to it. But I do feel like when you get closer and you have prayer and you take your power back and you know your power and you know your strength, then it doesn't really affect you as much anymore. But then there's sometimes where it is and you don't even know it. It could be affecting how people react to you. It could be affecting your job. It could be affecting your relationships. They could be attacking anyone around you. Always keep your areas safe, and always make sure you're around the right people. Because right now, the biggest thing that Spirit is teaching us is discernment and keeping people in our life or out of it. It's up to us, but it's in order to be happy. Sometimes we have to let go of people that we have a really hard time letting go, And I had to let go of my daughter because she decided to join a cult and sacrifice her own mother. And as hard as it is and the guilt that I feel, I have to let her go, And it's just hard. And some of you are going to have to do that. And just know that you signed up for this and there's a big thing waiting for you. I know there is for me. And that's what keeps me going every time I start to want to falter. I just say, nope, I know that God's got me. Like, I know there's something good. So if this is you and you're watching this, keep going and pray and ask for guidance. And the Bible has been helping me. Does it talk about witchcraft yet up to Acts? No, but it does talk about demons a lot. It talks about steering off your path, why we're here. It's crazy how I'm reading it and I'm like, oh my God, this is affecting my life right now. This is my life. So I'm going to say, get the Bible. I can't believe I have never read the Bible. All right. Well, I hope this helps. If you have any suggestions or anything you want to hear, let me know.